Hey Amit, we have talked about the basic things required or basic things that we foresee will be required in the future for e-commerce. Let's get on to something fancier. What about 3D assets and try-ons? People have some of them have already adopted a few things like virtual try-ons and using AR. For example, IKEA does this, that they have integrated augmented reality for more customer acquisition and all that. So what percentage of role this the immersion or 3D assets are going to play in the future in terms of e-commerce, and how important they are?
Yeah, I think, broadly, there is a term called spatial computing, which is in a kind of a all-pervasive computing environment that's going to be created because of AR in particular, an extended reality. And it's not just going to be inside of VR universes like the metaverse, or all the different metaverses, but now it's going to be projected on top of the real world. And so the multiverse will become very real, everything projecting onto each other as needed in the context that the counterparties are in. And so depending on what they're doing, if you're buying jewelry, or if you're discussing furniture, or thinking about painting a house or designing a house, all of these can easily, you can imagine, use this type of technology. And it's everything. So you can imagine effectively recreating these fixed things which are in the real world, but now totally programmatic. And you can manipulate them and do things with them and build with them and do it all in real time with really no cost. That is the possibilities that's coming, and it's really it's going to become a building block, like an essential, right? Like apps and whatnot. Right? So it's going to be very, very different from what it was, but it's also going to be the same because it's just technology in the end, right? So again, the usage of it, the engagement around whatever communities people are building and driving commerce through, all of that will be enhanced with these technologies. But it isn't, it's not new as such per se. The idea has been around, but now it's getting doable very easily. So that's, it's coming in a big way. Excited for it.
So, and even with Gen Z getting the power to buy and coming into the consumer economy, this is something because this is a trend where they consume products on based on content, based on like more experience, more visual try-ons, and all these type of immersive things. And with coming future, this is going to be a very essential part of any business, I must say. So there is one more thing that I wanted to touch upon. So with these devices, with all these things, there's come a point of privacy as well. Sharing data, like biometric can be, for example, this is just an example, the biometric data of a user can be extracted easily, can be misused as well. And this is something which might need a bit more stricter regulations in the coming internet. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think that anything changes, right? You always need security. Banks need security today, right? You could with Face ID, people could do all kinds of things, and they have, right? So security is something that is orthogonal to what we're discussing. I think it's really important, right? And it's going to be more important now that everyone's online, and it's going to be 7.5 billion people online by the end of I believe the numbers are 2030, or is it even sooner than that? So that's almost 90%.
That's almost the entire planet. The entire planet is going to be online.
So we are really going to be, so those are givens, right? Like you're going to see strong infrastructure players emerge that will take on the role of authentication and authorization and security and all those things. And people are going to build on top of these trusted services. Not everyone has to solve, security. Right?
Exactly.
So it should be secure. And that's the nature of the internet. And if the platforms aren't secure, then they will not be the ones that people use to build things with. Right. So I think the new infrastructure layer that is coming, that's where the innovations are being done. And that's kind of how I see it. It's a cross-cutting concern.
Yeah, because the concern is relevant, and even if it's an obvious concern, it needs to be addressed. That's my whole point, that it needs to be addressed.
And I think the best examples will be those platforms and businesses that really respect the privacy and data ownership of their own members, of their own community. Right? If you as a community are shown to not respect the data privacy issues, then that community will have a backlash in the coming internet. The Facebook model eventually will give way to these smaller, when they already are, right, all these groups, but eventually there is no real infrastructure for groups today, right? The DAO universe is trending towards that model, where groups of people can collaborate and share upside in various ways, right? So that is going to become more and more the model. We're excited about the DAO thing and building ecosystems around that model and enabling transactions and profit sharing and data integrity and privacy and all that stuff goes into the infrastructure layer for the new internet.
I am really excited with all these immersive technologies, immersive experiences that are coming up, and they'll make everyday shopping really fun.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be on the internet.
Yeah. Thanks, Amit. Thanks so much for an awesome conversation on the future of e-commerce.